Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, July 14th and I am reading Dungeon Crawler Carl because I've seen recently so many people that I follow reading this book and really liking it. So I decided to start it, and I actually started it last Friday when I was going on the train on the way to my parents' house. I started reading it. I only read 3 chapters, but those 3 chapters were a lot of fun. And today I actually have read quite a bit of it. I got to 45%. So yeah, I have made some decent progress. And so this is the first book in, I think the series has the same name of the book. And it's fantasy, sci-fi-ish. And basically we are following Carl. And he one random night, I think it's 2:30 a.m. or something, I think he said, and his cat jump. I mean, it's not even his cat, it's his ex-girlfriend's cat, but he has the cat at that moment in time for reasons. And so the cat jumps out of the window, and then he leaves the house to go get the cat from outside. And while he and the cat are outside, the all of the buildings, all of these structures, literally everything, it all collapses down to the ground, flat. So everyone who had a roof above their heads, and he says it didn't have to be a roof of a house, it could be a car or a tent or literally anything on top of their heads, they were killed by the everything collapsing. And then there is a message that says that the dungeons will open, and so people can enter, and there are several levels, and they have some certain amount of days to find the staircase to go down a level. And so for the first level they have 5 days to find the staircase to go down to level 2. And it's freezing, it's snowing. He doesn't even have real clothes on because he just left the house to get the cat and he would go back in. So he's either gonna freeze or go into the dungeon. So he decided to go into the dungeon with the cat. And also the cat is called, I mean, the cat has a gigantic name that I have not memorized, but it's Princess Donut for short, or just Donut. He just calls her Donut. And they go into the dungeon and they meet a bunch of other creatures, alien creatures, species, and basically the aliens were the ones who did all of that because they're gonna mine resources from Earth. And so they do this in a lot of planets. And so there are these dungeons. They have, I think, 18 levels, and if anyone gets to the 18th level they will be in charge, but no one has ever made it past 10 or 11 or something like that. So there's that. And yeah, we are following Carl and Donut as they go through still level 1 and all the dangers that they encounter. And this is also a TV show. Basically it's a reality TV show for a bunch of aliens that are just watching this. It's just their entertainment. So it's also on TV, and it's also a video game, kind of they have an inventory, they get a bunch of rewards, they have armor, they have potions. And so it's very fun, it's very funny. I'm having a great time, even though the characters are not having a great time, but I am. And yeah, we are seeing also Carl and Donut's dynamic. It's so funny as well. And yeah, we're seeing them as they fight together, and yeah, it's been great. I'm having a lot of fun. I am almost halfway through, and this is divided into 2 parts. So I'm assuming at the end of part 1 they will go down to level 2. I'm assuming. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm having a lot of fun, and it's definitely a fast read because I read 40% of it today in a bit. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Definitely want to continue and finish this book this week. And that's the only thing that I'm currently reading. But I also want to start Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, which is a fantasy, and I think it's about vampires, and it's actually one of my anticipated releases. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to get into this book as well, because again, everyone that I follow that has read this book has like loved it, or at least from the reviews that I have seen of the people that I follow, loved it. So yeah, I'm very excited. The only thing that scares me is that it's kind of like historical as well, I think, and like historical fiction, historical fantasy, historical whatever is usually not really my thing. So that's the only part that's like scaring me a bit. But I'm excited for the vampires for sure, and for the fantasy elements, whatever they may be, other than the vampires. I mean, I don't even know if there's fantasy other than the vampires, but regardless, I am excited. And so, yeah, I will start this either today or tomorrow. That's it in terms of reading plans. After I finish any of these books, I honestly don't really know what I'm gonna read. I think that like after I finish this one, I will probably start rereading the second Wheel of Time book, because I've been wanting to start that one, but I've been like having to read other books for like videos and stuff, so I haven't yet, but it's like it's literally right there, and I've been wanting to pick it up for a while. So yeah, I think after I finish this one, I will start that one, but I will almost certainly finish this one first. So I don't know if I will start something else or not. I honestly, I have no idea. But yeah, these two are definitely the plans for now. And yeah, this weekend I am going out with some friends on Saturday. We're gonna go like have dinner, and then we're gonna go out. And this was like scheduled 2 weeks ago, but then, you know, we couldn't for different reasons. And we think it's gonna happen this Saturday. So there's that. And then my bestie will stay here, like sleep over from Saturday to Sunday, which also very exciting. And yeah, those are all of my plans, reading and otherwise. And yeah, that's it. I think that is everything that I wanted to tell you in this intro, and welcome to the vlog. Okay, so it is Thursday and I'm here with reading updates, and I finished the book and I started another book. So I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I don't even know where I was when I talked to you, because like I know that I talked to you after reading quite a bit of it on Monday, but I'm not entirely sure where I was. Maybe like half-ish way through. I'm not sure, but it was a blast. It was very fun. I love to see like Carl and Donut, like their dynamic and the challenges, the trials that they had to go through. And also like towards the end, there was like sort of, I mean, not really a reveal, because we don't really know like what this character is, but there's something like about a specific character, and like something happened with that character that previously had only happened with like a certain type of like person, being, not entirely sure. So like I'm assuming that person is the same thing as the other beings were, but also I'm not really sure how that would work, so I don't know. So I'm intrigued, I'm confused, but mostly I'm intrigued. I had a lot of fun. I thought it was it was very fast-paced, so I was very like engaged the whole time. I was very like invested the whole time. I was never ever bored. So yeah, it was very fun. It was very fast paced. It had a bunch of like gory scenes that I personally loved, and I also really like the characters that we're following. And yeah, it was very fun. It wasn't like 5-star kind of fun, but it was very fun nonetheless. I think I'm still debating between 4 or 4.5 stars actually, so I'm not entirely sure. Like for now I rated it 4 stars on Goodreads, but I could still like change my mind. But either way, it was a great time. It was super fun, and I do want to obviously continue the series. I'm planning on starting the second book either like at the end of this week or next week, because yeah, super fun. And like I said, I'm very intrigued about like that character. So yeah, had a great time with that book, and I'm also having a great time with Burial Bones in the Midnight Soil. I am halfway through on page 274, and yeah, I'm also having a great time with this one. We are following two main characters. We are following Maria in the 1500s, or like we start following her in the 1500s, and Alice in 2019. And like Maria, she wanted to leave her hometown. She wanted to find a way out, and she thought that like the way was to find someone that like would marry her and take her away from that. And she does do that, but then she realizes that her husband sucks, and so her life is like, she's not in her hometown anymore, but her life is not good. So she meets a woman who is a vampire, because this is about vampires, and she turns Maria, and we are seeing her as she, you know, adjusts to being a vampire, as she travels the world, as she meets other vampires and their dynamics. And we have been following her for like a few centuries. And then Alice, she has moved from Scotland to the US, like to college, to have a fresh start. And right in the beginning of her story, we see her having a one-night stand with this girl that she only knows her name. And turns out that girl was a vampire and turned Alice. So now she wants to like find that girl that turned her, like with no consent. She didn't even know like what she was when she was turned. She was like, what the hell is happening to me? So she is like on a mission to find this girl. And I know there is going to be a third character that we're going to follow in the 1800s, and she's Charlotte. And I think I know how like all of the 3 stories are connected. I might be wrong. I hope I'm right though, because that would be fun. And yeah, I'm having a good time. This is like, there's no, you know, there's not a strong plot in this book. Maybe I guess we could say there's more of a plot in Alice's story, because she's looking for this girl. Like she has that mission to find like the person who turned her. But mostly we're just seeing her as she like adjusts to being a vampire. And with Maria, we're just truly seeing her, like we saw her life as a human and like what she went through in that way, and now we're also seeing her life as a vampire, like what she's going through in that way, and like the people that she meets, like I said, and the places that she goes. And yeah, it's just very like character focused. There's not a strong plot, so maybe I am missing the strong plot a little bit, but I'm still really liking it. I'm still very invested in these characters' lives. I am having a really good time, and I also love the writing, so I'm really liking it. It's not feeling like a 5-star, at least yet. I still have half of the book, so it could be eventually, but like 4.5, I'm really liking it. And yeah, that is everything that I have read, which is honestly a good amount of pages, because I've read like around 400 pages of Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I've read 274 of this book, so that's a lot of pages. And I still plan on reading at least like a couple more chapters of this one tonight, and also plan on making like a good amount of progress, hopefully tomorrow. And on Saturday is when I'm going out with my friends, but I'm only going out like after dinner, or I mean at dinner. We're gonna have dinner and then go out. So during the day I will hopefully still have time to read like quite a bit of this, and I mean maybe finish it. That would be great if I could finish this book on Saturday. And yeah, that is it. Then after this, I think I said that I want to maybe start the Great Hunt, the second book in the Wheel of Time series, maybe. and because like I will finish this fantasy and start another fantasy, but I will probably also start like some other book to go along with it. I just don't know what book. Like I have absolutely no idea. I have a bunch of ebooks, so I'm sure one of them will surely be something that I'm in the mood for. I don't really know what, but I feel like something short if I'm gonna be reading like such a long book. And after like this long book and like reading another long book, I will probably want something short. Or maybe I will start the second book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. That's also a high possibility. I do not have the ebook yet, but I can, always get it. So yeah, that's it. And honestly, nothing else has happened, I don't think, like for me to tell you, because it's just been like work, like the standard. Also, nothing interesting has happened at work, like nothing different for me to tell you. So yeah, it's just being, a normal week. I've like been really tired for some reason. Not that I'm like doing more than usual, but like Monday and Tuesday I was very tired. And then yesterday I was like even more tired. Like I was here at my table. I think I was like watching YouTube or something, and I literally was falling asleep. I had to go take a nap. And then today I was actually, during the day I was feeling like actually, alive. I was feeling okay, but once I got home after I had like my snack, I was again here, and I wasn't like as tired as yesterday. Like I wasn't falling asleep, but I was also like pretty tired, so I had another nap. I don't know why I'm so tired, but I am really tired. Hopefully tomorrow I will not need to have a nap. Maybe I will, who knows? But at least like I will be able to like sleep in on Saturday. So I hopefully will, get my energy back, especially because like on Saturday I will stay at the house until like very late. So I do need all of the energy that I can get. And yeah, I think that is everything that I had to tell you. So yeah, I will finish this book hopefully by Saturday. I will also probably talk to you on Saturday, and I will also try to film on Saturday. I have like filmed everything that I need to film for like this weekend's video, but if I can get ahead on like next weekend's video, that would be great, because then I wouldn't have to film it like next weekend, because every time I go home to my parents' house, I'm always like trying to find a time to film, and also like it has to work out with my parents' plans, and then like sometimes it doesn't. And yeah, so if I don't have to film next weekend, that would be ideal, really. So yeah, I will try to film on Saturday. I mean, if I finish Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil at a decent time, I can also film like stuff for that video. So I will film like next 2 weeks videos. So that would be great. That would be, again, ideal, but we'll see. That might not happen. At least like this one might really not happen, but we can hope, we can dream. And yeah, that's everything. So yeah, I'm hopefully gonna still read a bit more of it tonight. Like I said, I need to go wash my dishes because it's very late already, and I don't want to be making a lot of noise like even later than this. So I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you probably on Saturday. Hello, so it is Saturday, and I just finished filming my like intro and outro for the video for Blood of Dragons, and I did not film like the stuff for the video where I read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Not that I haven't finished it, I did finish it, like I just finished it before coming to film like these things, but since I just finished it, I want to take a little more time to think on the rating, because like I loved it, and my immediate reaction after finishing it is 5 stars. So maybe it will be 5 stars, but I want to take a second to think to see if really it is 5 stars, or if it's just like the excitement of finishing the book. You know what I mean? So yeah, I will film it at some point during the next week probably. And yeah, I just finished it. I read like 120 pages yesterday, and then I just finished the last 100 like now before coming to film, and I loved it. Like, Charlotte's story, I was locked in. I was so into her story, and also like in the second half, we definitely got like a stronger plot, you know, moving the story forward for sure. And I was locked into Charlotte's story. I was so invested. I was so like in it, and also was so sad. And Charlotte, I feel like, was definitely my favorite. And I mean, her story, I feel like, I mean, they were all quite tragic, honestly. But I don't know, like, I really, really, like, was connecting to her. Like, I really liked to follow her story. And I mean, it was not a fun time because it was, like I said, so sad. But also, she also, you know, did some, I guess you could say, wrong things, like hurt some people that she, I guess, could have prevented. But yeah, like, I loved it. And the fact that like all of these girls, they were, you know, they all they wanted was like a better life. All of the things that they were doing to like change their lives because they thought it would be better, like, actually made their lives so much worse. And that is so sad. I got really emotional towards the ending because I was just like really connected to all of the characters. And like, I did guess how it was all connected, which, I mean, I don't think it was, you know, that big of an achievement because I think it was like quite obvious. But I loved it. And yeah, I really liked all of the characters, and like the changes that they went through were definitely not like good, but I continue to be very like connected to all of them. And like, you know, some, even when like some of them were the villains in someone else's story, I was still like connected. I don't know, like, I loved it. I absolutely love this book. It was very sad, very tragic, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And yeah, like I said, my immediate reaction is 5 stars, but I'm going to wait a bit more and see if it is actually 5 stars. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Had such a great, very sad time with this book. And yeah, that's it. I haven't started anything else like new, but I do have my options here. I think it's both of the books that I mentioned before. So like, we have The Great Hunts and we have Carl's Doomsday Scenario. I think I will actually start this one today because like, I have to clean my house a bit because my friend is gonna sleep over tonight after we go out. She's gonna sleep over here, so you know, I should have my house at least presentable. So I need to clean. So I think I might like start listening to the audiobook of this book while I do that. So I think that is going to be what I do, because I don't think I will have time to like physically read anymore today because I have to edit. I have to, like I said, clean. I will still probably work out. I will, you know, get ready, shower, get dressed, put makeup on. And none of that can be done while reading physically, obviously. But all of that can be done while listening to audiobooks. So, you know. So yeah, I think I might start the audiobook of this one. And yeah, this one I do want to just read physically. So probably won't start today. Maybe we'll start tomorrow. It will depend on how I am feeling, like my mood. Because I also have like some things to do tomorrow, and my friend will like be here for like part of the day. So yeah, I don't know if I will be able to still start this week, but I will almost certainly start this one. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to go now. I'm going to edit, and I think my friend is coming over because she's gonna like leave her stuff here before we go for dinner. She's gonna come over around like 8:30, I think. So yeah, it's now 4:04. So I have around 4 hours, which sounds like a lot, but at the same time, for the amount of things that I have to do, it does not sound like a lot. So I'm gonna go now, and I will talk to you on Monday to wrap up this vlog. Hello, so it is Monday. I'm here to wrap up the vlog, and I'm assuming you can probably tell from my voice, although I'm not entirely sure what I actually sound like. But to me, I sound terrible. My allergies are here. So there's that, but it's Monday. I have reading updates. I did not start the Great Hunt, but I did start and get 60% into Carl's Doomsday Scenario, which is the second book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. And we are basically following Carl and Donut as they go through the third floor of the dungeon, and a bunch of new characters have been introduced, and also a bunch of new creatures that they encounter, and their dynamic continues to be amazing. And we are learning more about like the world as a whole and like the people in charge, and I continue to absolutely love it. And I continue to also love Carl and Donut's dynamic. They are the best duo, and now they also have like their pet, and I also love their dynamic with the pet as well. And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. I basically listened to it while I was, like I said, cleaning and also like getting ready. And then yesterday I was, tired, and so I didn't really have the energy to like physically read, so I continue to like listen to this audiobook. And yeah, that's it. So we did go out on Saturday a bit later than we expected, like for dinner, but we went out and it was great. I mean, like, it was great like in terms of the company, but when we were like actually out, the music, we were not vibing with the music. I don't think anyone was, because like no one was really dancing. We were all just like, but everyone clearly was not vibing with the music. So that was not fun, that part, but like the company was great. It was like fun overall, but yeah, it was like disappointing in terms of like that part. But yeah, dinner was great, company was great. And then like my bestie and I, we came back here. We left at like 5, and then we actually like walked back here because it was like pretty close. So we like walked back here, and then we, as usual, spent hours talking about literally nothing. So we actually like went to sleep at like 7, and then I woke up at like 1. So I didn't really get like that much sleep. So I was like dying the whole day, which is like why I had no real energy to read. And also, like I said, my allergies are terrible. They started being terrible last night. So that also like makes me really tired, and like I can barely keep my eyes open because of my allergies. They're like stinging. So, the circumstances were not the best to read, so I just listened to the audiobook, like I said. And yeah, that's it. That is everything. So to wrap up what I read this week. So I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl and started Carl's Doomsday Scenario, and I also read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, and that was 1,172 pages, which is great, which is also more than I expected. So I'm very happy, especially because like I did like go out with my friends and like hang out with my friends, so I didn't expect to read as much as I did, but I am very pleasantly surprised. I am very happy with the amount of pages that I read, and also with the books that I have read, because I really enjoyed and am enjoying everything. So overall, it was great. So yeah, that is everything for this weekly reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!